Voyage of the World of the Living, my name is LoyXP and welcome back to Legacy SMP. Friends, in the last episode we've put together this entire area with the fencing and the podzol and the spacing for the places and the things and all that kind of stuff. And I'm really happy with it, to be completely honest with you. Today I was hoping to continue working on our graveyard and continue, populating it if we get a chance, which Logical Geek Boy is online at the moment. I don't know if he... I'm not gonna go after him. Because we already have him down here, so it's fine. I mean, we still do need his head for the BlockHead collection, which, by the way, is kind of what I will be not really working on today, but taking inspiration from. So, you see these pedestals down here. All of these black stone pedestals that I created, these are meant to be statues, but statues, you probably are thinking one of the two things. Either you're thinking monuments, as in like, oh, look at this really cool dragon design that was made entirely out of stair blocks, or oh, look at this warrior statue that every other person does that is like 2x2. It's I hate that design, but in particular. So yeah, we will not be doing either of that. We actually will be doing something in between that and the ugliest sin, in my personal opinion, statues of players where you just recreate their skin block by block. You know the giant ones? You know the one that like on a 1 block to pixel scale? Yeah, that. But not really, because I don't really like them. I do want these to be statues of our server members, and I want them to be recognizable, but I also really want to try and make it my own design. And of course, for that, we'll have to enter, the palette mode or whatever, and go into a single player and into creative, and maybe just try and throw a design together that really works for us and everybody else on the server. If all of that was too confusing to you, I apologize. Allow me to explain again. I want to develop a statue design that will work for Minecraft players, but that won't be an ugly one-to-one recreation. So something in between and something much smaller, because we're working on a much smaller scale. So here's what I'm thinking, and we will need first and foremost a reference, which is why I'm utilizing instantly a resource pack made by a fan of mine by the name of Astrals. They've created a resource pack that works specifically on Optifine features and allows you to rename a zombie into a name of one of the Legacy SMP members and get their skin applied onto the zombie. That works basically because the resource pack has all of our skins, so these will not update with the skins that update on the actual Minecraft website. Yeah, but it's still really clever and it's really cool. This will help us greatly with the BlockHead project. Granted that we convince everybody else to also use that resource pack, because it's an Optifine heavy one and we can't just install it server side, or at least I'm not sure we can. Point is, we got this LoyXP zombie over here and he'll be our reference for today. So instantly let me just look up what kind of materials we'll need to deal with him. I actually think that lime terra, and I was about to call it the proper name. Oh no, lime clay. Yee, that's another thing that I need to talk about, right? Friends, you have voted. We have a website on which you can vote for what kind of punishment and what kind of trial the Legacy members are getting. And you have voted for an option called It's a What Now. So now for 2 weeks, we have to call things not by their real name, and if we do in a video, then we have to surrender a diamond. And I'm pretty sure I already did, so this episode is messed. Whoops. Anyway, just looking at this guy, I'm all clay. I'm all cooked clay. Even the regular, uncolored cooked clay is basically just my vest, which is not really a vest, it's a torn cape, I'm pretty sure, because of the way I'm wearing it. Anyway, point being, yeah, we need to recreate this, using this, and do it in a cutesy way, in a way where it's not too big, which, honestly, I already kind of have a recipe for, so bear with me. So you know how Minecraft players have 8x8 head? I'm gonna make this one 5x5, just because I am that reckless. And also I want to kind of save on materials. And actually looking at it now, we will need something a little bit bigger, because this just does not carry the same charisma, if you know what I'm talking about, right? I mean, look at this guy, and look at this guy. This is cutesy. It's not good though, and we want this thing to be good. Now compare and contrast, and this is looking much nicer, isn't it? There's stylization, there's accuracy, and that's the combination of the two that honestly creates a pretty solid interpretation of what my Minecraft character looks like. And then there's the extra delicious bits where we get to use brown cooked clay to kind of create, for example, the ribbon, the strip that is holding my, well, it's actually the rubber band, but you get the point. There's a lot we can do, and that's before we get into slabs and stairs, which essentially allows us to have a pixel in the, just add a lot more detail to the character skins than we would if we were doing a 1 block to 1 block pixel art. But that's just the head. We also need to do the body, and we also need to talk about quite a serious issue with this particular type of statue, even if it's delightfully cute and adorable. Okay, here's the design for me in particular, and here is what I look like with incredibly cute proportions that this statue can do. Essentially, it's 6 by 6 for a head, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 for the body, and it's another 4 for the legs. And that is if we're not doing feet. And yes, the arms are entirely too long, but I'm cheating a little bit and making them, you know, just creative liberties, alright? I'm making them a little bit longer for the creative outlook, just so it looks better. And also we can kind of cut it down here and then. But no, do you see the issue yet? This is super cool and cute and awesome, but this is also super colorful. And I don't feel like that's a good thing. You see, we will be building these on my graveyard, which is supposed to be this grim and awful place with like very oppressive atmosphere. And this is oppressive, don't get me wrong, but also it's bad enough that it's cute, you know? It's also had to be really bright. So I wanna propose a solution, and I don't know if it's gonna work, so maybe I will cut this entire rant out. Because this is too bright, what if we try to do this, but with the stone variants? I know, it sounds pretty stupid, because the whole point here is that we're doing detail and color accuracy, but hey, this is a statue, right? So maybe stone variants will lend themselves better to creating something made out of stone. I don't know, let's give it a try, and I think the best way of giving it a try will be give ZloyXP Minecraft structure block. Well, this is the before. This here is the after. I mean, dare I say it? It looks even better! Honestly, the more detailed goggles, because of the stairs, look really well. Everything else, there's just enough stone variants and gray adjacent colors that everything else, all the detail and different materials in the outfit also work really well together. So, I'm quite happy with this. I'm quite proud of what we accomplished here. This will be a great addition to my graveyard. I mean, the glowing eyes are kind of optional, mind you. We can get an alternative, actually. We can get, let's just grab regular old glowstone. We can get a little bit of an alternative where we put glowstone up there on top of the eyes, but behind the goggles, and that way time set night. Yeah, it still looks lit up, as opposed to not lit up. But you can't really tell where the glow is coming from, unless you're like really close up with the statue, which at this point, why are you, you know? I like this. This is really good. Now, how do we make 14 more of these is the question. Well, the trick is we really do not have to. We only have like, what, 3-4 people resting in here for now? And we can fill and detail them in as the time goes on, as we get more and more people buried in this particular area. But if I want to continue building, I will actually need at least something to stand on those pedestals for me to be able to account for them, you know? For me to be able to know what is it I am doing and how the overall composition of the build pans out. Meaning that I still need to create something in there, and I feel like what I will need to do is I will need to just cover it with some sort of a template, you know? Put a template dupe of a statue with no detail and only like the head and maybe the legs. Which is why I'm currently right now carrying a bunch of brobblestone all the way to the super smelter that, by the way, has grown quite a bit since we last saw it. Also, how do I flipping operate it? Okay, materials. Fuel, pom-pom. This will be entirely not enough for what I'm trying to accomplish. But you know, I got plenty of wood from the spruce era of me building this. I'm sure we'll be able to figure this out. Also, those fences really are not doing their job. This is quite hasty, to be honest. Mythical Sausage did a great job getting this thing together. Granted, we now have plenty of stone to put together the statues out of. There's even more smelting back at the smelter. Let's get going right after I get a good song picked out for this in my playlist. Oh god, this is the worst thing I've ever done. This is the creepiest thing. They're all just standing there. It doesn't matter where you go. They all look at you and spawn creepers. Ah! No, this legitimately is horrible, but it's actually good. It's actually good in a lot of ways. One of the reasons, by the way, why it's actually gonna be looking really cool is the way the things, the blunt idiots are facing at the moment. And you'd think that this would be something like really inconsequential, and it is in a lot of ways. I'm willing to admit, but there's also a very interesting thing that just kind of assembled itself as I was putting them together, and I really want to talk about it because I don't feel like I usually do any amount of civil engineering. But here's the trick. So these guys, where do you think their faces are gonna be? They're gonna be down there, looking towards the current sunrise. So that's them looking that way. And this guy will be looking this way, onto the viewer on the path. This guy up here is gonna be looking this way, onto the viewer on the path. This guy will be looking this way, onto the viewer on the path. This guy, I don't necessarily care, but I feel it's better if we put him this way. As a result, if you stand in this one spot at the front of the building that I plan on putting here, you look over and you see this guy's looking at you, 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 this guy's looking at you. Basically, all of them create a composition, a very interesting composition where all of these people, you just see their faces. And people are trained to recognize faces. That's the thing. We kind of are programmed to recognize faces in everything. That's why I'm making the heads so big, because it's the heads that will make these characters the characters that we need to recognize. But what about this guy though? He'll be looking, he'll be facing our butt toward us, right? Well, you'd think that that's an issue, but really I feel if I put someone like Mythical Sausage there, someone who has quite a bit of detail on their skin, on the back of their character even, this will actually work out. And then these two are also not facing this spot, which you'd think is an issue, but no. The way you're gonna be experiencing this is you're gonna walk through this gate here, and as you approach it, you will see these two kind of watching over you. So yeah, overall, I'm real happy with how this turned out. And I really cannot wait to deliver you all of these, but you know, with all the detail filled in, with all the faces, all the characters, all that kind of stuff. I'm just really giddy for that. And I just, that makes me actually sad right now, because I don't have time right now to fill all of these in. No, I'm doing the 50 daily videos challenge, by the way, and we are almost halfway done. And this is the video number 21, and if I go right now filling in all of these, it's not gonna be on time. So I'll just, yeah, I'll just do this still. But not right now, not today. You know what? Give me 24 hours, alright? In 24 hours, I'll see you for the next Legacy episode. Let me know in the comments who we should start with. But that's gonna be it for today's Legacy episode. Thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been SlowXP. This has been Legacy SMP. To be continued, have a good one. And I'll see you tomorrow.